Oh, all right. Okay. I ain't gonna be on here too long, man. I'm just decided to do a video, and I'll be going live coming up in the weeks to come, and the days to come. But yeah, so like I said, this is a little thing that I'm starting, just starting videos talking about spirituality, talking about esoteric knowledge. Right now, I'm in my dormitory, I'm in the laundry room and everything. I moved back on campus. It's been a transition, but real positive. You know what I mean? So I'm with it. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm gonna give y'all a little view what I'm looking at right now. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all can see it, but look at that. So just a little vibe, something to get me right. It's Durham right here. We on the 9th floor. So yeah, man, 9th floor. I know how that goes. And y'all already know if y'all know where that view come from. I ain't even gotta tell you. All right. So we're gonna talk about the misconceptions of humble versus deserving. We're gonna reflect on the studio experience. If you seen the last live, I went to the studio. Talk about getting out your comfort zone and how your intuition can be a downfall. We're gonna talk about the No Jumper podcast, the interview that Dame and Adam 22 that they had, the mentality that they shared. We're gonna talk about creating boundaries and how to honor them. Forms of lostness, the Abrahamic religions, and we're going to end it off with the twin flames and soul ties, ratifying relationships. All right, and let's do it. All right, so the misconception of being humble versus deserving. So people can people can say that being humble is basically that you're just you're okay with what you get. You're okay with how things are going. You're okay with just accepting whatever they hand you or whatever you're willing to take. And a lot of people will see that the other people who want things particularly, they'll call them vain. They'll call them oh well, you're not humble. You're just looking at the monetarily. You're materialistic and things of that sort. And that's the misconception and everything. It was a thought I had a while back. I said, people, they'll look. It takes the picture for people to feel something within, and I feel that it shouldn't be that way. Because granted, and then well, let me start that over. It takes the picture for somebody to look out and feel some type of way within. But they will be the same ones to point out those certain people that they call AKA bougie because they don't necessarily need the picture. They'll call them materialistic because they point out certain items. And I had this thought, I was like, well, granted, if somebody doesn't need the whole picture, they just need that one item and they're okay with that one item and they can expound on that one item, then what does that make that person that needs the whole entire picture? And why is it that it needs to have an external reference for you to feel something internally? Granted, it's always, if you have that type of mentality and everything, you run the risk of you'll never, be happy with life. You'll never be happy because who knows, tomorrow might be a Hurricane Katrina type of situation. Or, tomorrow may be a beachy, sunny California day type of situation. But the thing is that it fluctuates and everything. So if you have your internal always fluctuating because you're predicated on what you see externally, then you run a risk of, being lost. You'll never have your feet on the ground. You can't stand on nothing. And those type of people, they'll like to call, people like me, and I consider people like me to look internally and to kind of work within, and then that will over here dictate what I see externally. So yeah, I think the finer things in life I do appreciate. I do appreciate having the finer things in life, or AKA what I determine to be the finer things in life, And it doesn't make me, either less humble. It doesn't make me either less aware. It doesn't make me either less, appreciative of what, life can bring you or what's, going about. When we went to the studio, it was funny. Well, it wasn't funny, but it was definitely a learning process. So we go to the studio, the guy there, he's a student, and I was comparing the two experiences because I went to a professional studio here in Durham. Shout out to Adam, Bull City Sound Studios, and then I went to, a young up-and-coming producer. Now, granted, yeah, hey, support black businesses, support your peers and things of that sort. I get that. But, and not necessarily a but, you know how important I take strategy. And if my strategy is always is to be consistent. Now, I went and, gave this other guy a chance, and, it was a trial run and everything. And he was, a great guy, like I said, very ambitious, but the quality wasn't there. So me and my fellow, partner, he's like, hey, listen, we paid for the studio session. He worked hard. He grinded out. We paid for an hour. He gave us 3 hours. You know what I mean? Boom, man. Like, what could you ask for, Lee? I said, yeah, but he didn't do it right. The song not right. The song not right. Now, granted, he'll look at me like, damn, man, like, why you always nitpicking and everything like that? No, I just deserve the best. I said, yo, we didn't practice all these times back in the room going over this song, reciting this song, rehearsing this song time and time after again. And I just want to, let y'all know that y'all don't go through y'all lives. Y'all don't go through, people don't see behind closed doors that y'all put in the itinerary together. Y'all putting the scheduling together. Y'all making the phone calls. Y'all over here putting people in the position so you could execute whatever vision that you have for yourself. So a lot of people, whenever they see you acting nitpicky, they don't see the behind scenes. And I always remember, granted, you're deserving and you deserve the very best. So whatever you put into your work, especially make sure you get that thing out. A lot of people ain't gonna see that. What up, Jamar? What up? Ladarius was popping. You know what I mean? A lot of people not gonna see that and everything. All they're gonna see is the end product, and they're gonna be like, oh, well, shit. Well, it was nice and everything, but he didn't have to be that type of way to that type of group of people. No, man, you know what? You gotta be like that. And another point is to get out your comfort zone. See, those type of people listening to their intuition, and your intuition can be your downfall. Why? Because your intuition loves to play it safe. Oh, I don't want to cause no conflict. I don't want to cause no rifts, between my partners. Damn, I done knew this guy for like 15 years. I done knew this guy for 20 years. I done knew, this girl for so-and-so years. We done did this, we done did that. You don't want to, cause a hole or cause friction in a relationship. But that might just be your blessing on the other end of the stick. Get out your comfort zone. I remember looking at AMS, Alpha Male Strategies, on YouTube, and he had brought up this point. He was like, why do you think, I make all these videos about, getting with, the, opposite sex, with shorties and everything. He said, do y'all guys think I'm scared when I over here upload these videos? Like, ooh, they gonna see that I was over here talking about them. They probably not gonna mess with me no more. Like, no, you can't have that type of mentality about yourself. Because granted, you take away an abundant mindset and you over here cause yourself to be scarce, and it's groomed out of fear because you're not sure about the possible outcome. And we already talked about, you already got 3 powers that you can utilize: faith, belief, creativity, and imagination. Those go together. So you always got to remember, have faith and believe in yourself, and have some type of creativity and imagination. And if you want to execute it, have some type of strategy about yourself, a strategy about the situation, so you can see it manifest and come to fruition. Because we as spirits, we want what we want. But see, the thing is that the earth element is practicality, stability, nutrition, nourishment. So we gotta sow these seeds. We gotta water our crops. We gotta wait, be patient, and watch it grow and watch it manifest. And it may be harder depending on your alignment. Now me, this is an earth element. I'm a fire sign. So everything that, I come about, I'm trying to be passionate about it. I'm fired up about it, woo, 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 things of that sort. So granted, I might get friction just going in my everyday life and my everyday struggle. And I thank God, granted, I was blessed with two parents that can show me how to communicate with people, that can show me diplomacy, that can show me cooperativeness and how to work with people and everything. And thank God I have a family that, I have brothers and sisters. So even on my downtime, I'm still practicing my social skills. I'm still understanding what it means to be a family man in my life. So always remember that your intuition can be your downfall, and that can put you in a state of being where you're playing it safe all the time, and you necessarily, to get the full abundance, to get the full magnitude of the life that you can live. Because listen, you ain't been 23 twice. You wasn't 23 yesterday, and yesterday wasn't yesterday, and today wasn't yesterday, and today ain't tomorrow. All you got is right now. So even when people try to tell you, and not to take away that life experiences, can propel your judgment and can propel you to, gain better wisdom and a better stance about yourself. But at the same token, it's just saying that you don't need to take that for face value. You know what I mean? Take it always with a grain of salt. I tell you, Mark, what up? What's up? Appreciate you, boy. Now we're gonna go into this No Jumper interview. Dame Dash and Adam 22, they was going at it, right? So we're gonna talk about different moralities and everything, and we're gonna talk about how relativeness is what counts, and that we should not subjugate or we should not marginalize people because our morality is somewhat different from another. So Dame Dash is a Taurus. We got Adam 22, he's a Sagittarius. The Sagittarius energy is very wise. With the Sagittarius energy, and I'll let you know, that they do not like to be marginalized. They do not like to be put in a box. They like to be free. If they even feel like they're over here put down or somebody putting their foot on their neck, they going the other way. Now, Dane, he's over here more, I speak with authority. I speak with, practicality. I'm over here trying to make sense of the situation. So you had a little bit of friction there. Now, does that make either one wrong or does that make anyone right? What's relative to me, I'll say was Dane for me. I understand, granted, teamwork makes the dream work. A Sag is more so a Sag, if the relationship is not at a particular level, if it's not a particular level of happiness or a particular level of content or whatever the case may be, they'll go away. I believe in, if you wasn't there, not necessarily starve with me, but if you ain't work, then you ain't gonna eat with me. You know what I mean? And that's particularly to me. But that's not to say, those modalities or moralities are one way outweighs the other. It's just two different things. And that's where, I was peeping about that. So whenever you're in your everyday life and you don't understand why people may do that, a lot of us, we might get attitudes. You'll call somebody out their name, you'll be like, that was some bitch ass shit, and that's some pussy ass shit, that's some hoe ass shit. You know what I mean? Now granted, you over here, for one, you need to check yourself. Because granted, in my opinion, check yourself. Because you're going off the hand, you're talking out your side of your neck, calling something you don't got no inclination about. You're just going off a straight emotion. And with that straight emotion, you can block your own blessings. You can block your own blessings just over here, just, oh yeah, just thinking you tough, thinking you bad. Like, okay, we get it, that upset you. But do you know the intentions behind why that other individual did what they did? And if you do, then by all means, hey, freedom of speech, say what you gonna say. But it's just wise to just go about it, you know what I mean? And somebody that's like that, necessarily, you always gotta be mindful of them people, you know what I mean? See what type of campaign you want for yourself. See what type of diplomacy you want for yourself. See what type of cadence that you want to carry out, you want to exude in this world, and the type of team that you want behind you. Now, if you know that your partners is over here not going to ride, your partners is going to be complaining the whole time up the road. They know it's a 2-hour trip. They know the ins and outs. They know the circumstances where they about to put themselves in, but they're going to still complain. They're going to still give you a hard time. They're going to still bust your balls. Like, what? You know what I mean? It's just understand your peers. And this gonna bring us into our next point. And we almost done. Like I said, it was real quick video. You want to create boundaries and you want to honor them. I was in class today. I'm taking acting for non-majors. This semester is just my elective semester, so I'm just taking like all electives this semester, right? I'm a mass communication major. I finished out my major, all that good shit. I go into the classroom, the professor, she comes in very erratic. Not erratic, I mean? She just comes in, just the vibe was she was just real upbeat, just real, very out there, kind of chaotic, kind of all over the place, right? Food for thought. Whatever you put in is what you're gonna get out. If you give your energy or any percentage level of your energy, if you put it into chaotic energy, then you deserve that same chaotic energy back. Simple. So in my mind, she doing this, she over here, doing the papers and everything, she kind of little too street, Not to say, personally, I got a particular cadence that I'm attracted to. But, I understand we are from the neighborhood. I understand how we get down. I understand, like I said, that barbershop talk, and I understand that hair talk. I understand all that shit. But it's a time and place for everything, too, as well. So I go, she doing this and everything. And, she could just tell that I wasn't really feeling her, and she wasn't really feeling me. But she didn't really know my intention, so I'm getting attacked. I'm just chilling and everything. She kind of, say these things, out the side of her neck, all this other shit. And, I was just like, okay, cool. I stayed resilient and I persevered. Because I understood that as soon as I over here give her attention, as soon as I over here give her a piece of my energy, I'm going to gain that same chaotic moment, and then boom, it's a fight on stage. You know what I mean? If we kept on doing that exchange of back and forth, that type of dialogue, that dialogue doesn't help anybody. But see, you have to be spiritually inclined. You have to have some type of discernment about yourself to over here see what, okay, look, we don't attack the people, we attack the spirit. Now today, a lot of people were feeling anxious. The sun is in Virgo, the moon was in Cancer. It gave us the feeling of anxiety. Everybody was feeling anxiety. Like I said, have a type of strategy. This is my strategy. She came in and understood. She was all over the place. I was like, okay, she seems anxious. Everybody around me, they was kind of jittery, anxious. I was like, okay, this is the time to play it smooth right now. This is the time to over here just, take it easy, kind of be pointing about that shit. So she's doing that, what I mean? She's looking at me like, is he racist, or what, you don't like black people? I'm like, nah, like I'm not about to, partake in, this type of, what's going on right now. The environment is really kind of chaotic, and I know a lot of people don't know what's going on right now, but it'll just be wise for me to just take a sit back and, protect my energy and protect myself. A lot of people, they over here will see, they'll get misdirected, or they'll have misconceptions about what's going on and everything. So what do? Do you go to them and explain, hey, look, I look at astrology and the moons and this and the suns and that? Like, nah, you know what I mean? One thing that we don't do, we don't chase it. Let it come to you. So granted, if she did, pull me off to the side, or if she did want to ask, why are you this certain type of way, or is there something about me, then that would be that opportunity to do so for her and everything. Don't, it's just better because, God will always create opportunity. Whenever there's a will, there will always be a way. You know what I mean? And if you're willing to over here express that type of knowledge or express that type of, love and compassion, it'll show up. But just give it time. Don't rush it. You ain't got to have the last word. You know what I mean? This life ain't about the last word, because you're going to live forever. I don't even know if there is a last. The only thing I do know for sure was there was a first. And we gonna keep this thing going. And you can be the first one. You can be the first to break the family chain. You can be the first to make it out the slums. You can be the first to make it out of college. You can be the first to graduate out your family. You can be the first at everything. You know what I mean? So I'm not too sure about you know, what's last and everything. You know, the first shall be last, the last shall be first. Ain't nothing, you ain't in last. Ain't shit last. The only thing that's lasting is your spirit. That's what's lasting, and that's gonna keep on lasting. So whether you want to get it right now or get it right later, it's up to you. You know what I mean? And what we over here talking about, we always talking about that we are deserving spirits. Whatever you put in is what you get out. All right? Now, miracles happens and blessings happens, but you don't want to count on the universe to do everything for you. It woke you up already. You know what I mean? It gave you that. So when you got that much, man, you go out in this world and you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? What's up, Stephanie? What's up, Marissa? How y'all doing? So, you know, with that being said, man, it's just, you know, just always have a strategy about yourself. Believe, have faith, have creativity and imagination. And whatever you want to manifest in this world, you're going to be able to manifest. You know what I mean? It doesn't, as far as, all right, we're gonna move forward. In forms of lostness, Abrahamic religions. So, a lot of us, you know, we over here will look into Christianity and look into the Bible and say, you know, hey, look, Jesus did this, and if you don't do this, you're gonna go to hell. Or you do this, you're gonna go to heaven. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do it to hell. And you gotta understand, man, those are forms of lostness. Hell and heaven ain't nothing but scenarios. You know what I mean? So whenever you have a hell and state of beings, I said scenarios, hell and heaven are nothing but state of beings. So if you keep on doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, you're going to find yourself in a hellish state of being. You're going to find a lot of resistance. The universe is telling you, hey, look, put that weed down for a minute. You've been indulging a lot lately. You know what I mean? You going out in the world, you're discerning, your spirit of discernment is off. You over here giving off smug looks to people that don't necessarily need that, and they really want to help you, but you're blocking your blessings and everything. You can be lost in, oh yeah, you feel me? I'm a black man. I'm a hood ass nigga. I'm a black man. I'm a black man. Ain't no emotion over here. I'm a black man. Oh no, I can't cry. You be lost in that. You be lost in the past. Shout out to my pop. Ain't no shots. But you'll be lost in the past and telling you, listen, put down that, son. You're going to hell. Listen to your mama. Listen to your daddy. Meanwhile, your mama could be giving you hell. Your daddy could be giving you hell. Your community could be giving you hell and everything. And you, the angel, out the bunch. It was a partner of mine I was just talking to yesterday. We was in the library. And he was talking to me. He was like, listen, Malik, man, I was, you know, me and these couple guys, we got a group chat. And they kicked me out the group chat. I said, why they kick you out the group chat? He said, well, shit, man. You know, they was talking about some shit. You know, I was trolling and shit like that. And, you know, they kicked me out the group chat. I was like, well, buddy, I was like, man, you got to realize that, you know, you were probably the lion in the hyena's den. You know what I mean? We kept on talking. And I kind of figured it out. Whenever, you know, he'll describe the situation, and I always end it with somebody at a deficit. And whenever someone became at a deficit, it would humor him, aka trolling. And you know, and I was like, man, I mean, really, I think that you was in the lion's den and you were the hyena. And you gotta realize that, you know, whenever you over here, and for this situation, whenever you put yourself in that state of being where you gotta make yourself laugh at the deficit of others, at the downfall of others, at the shame of others, man, you gotta check yourself. You gotta check your personal being. You know what I mean? I told him, I said, man, I think that, you know, you're alone. And he expressed to me, he said, man, you know, a lot of us out here, you know, we just hurt, but we're going through pain and everything, and we don't know how to express it. And I totally agree. No one ever taught us how to deal with sorrow. No one ever taught us how to deal with pain. No one ever taught us how to deal with heartbreak. You know, I know it's a lot of brothers out here, you know, we want the most beautiful girl out here. We want this and that. And a lot of guys will just settle to be the side chick. For this be the side nigga. A lot of guys will just settle over here, you know, just have a girl just use the kingship and just to express their emotion, express their pain, and then run back to the same guy that's over here putting them in that state of being and run back to you all over again. You know what I mean? So with that being said, it's like, honor yourself, man. Value yourself, man. You are worth it. You worth it all the way. I'm telling you, you're worth it all the way, man. And you've been here a long time. You deserve it to yourself. You deserve the best out here, man. You ain't gotta you ain't gotta have nobody to tell you how special you are or how special you not are, man. You know, you gotta learn that within yourself, and you gotta groom that within yourself. And it might take some time, man. It ain't, easier because, it might, depending on who you are, but it's a lot of external references that can make you feel insecure. You might have did something in your past that can make you feel insecure. I know for a couple shorties out here, you know what I mean? A couple girls that I known in my lifetime, they might, they had abortions. And you gotta understand that whenever you have sexual intercourse and, the sperm goes to the egg and everything, spirit wants what it wants. And if a spirit sees an opening to be born, it's gonna go for it because it's a physical, human, fleshly form. It's already been a bug. It's already been bacteria. It's already been a sea turtle. It's already been an animal in the jungle. Now it has the opportunity to become a man or a woman. It's definitely gonna take that. So when they over here find out, I was too young to have that child, don't feel shame because the spirit's always gonna want what it wants. And if it don't get born in this reality, it'll get born in this reality. There's so many forms of indoctrines that over here get lost in. These over here guys in Georgia, they trying to tell these women what to do with their body and everything. Dave Chappelle just said it best, man. This is a conversation that no brothers need to be talking about. Let these women over here have that conversation. And I totally agree. It ain't our jurisdiction over their bodies, what they cannot do or what they should not do and everything. And once you get started thinking esoterically, you'll understand that shame and that guilt shit, that shit's out the window. Spirit wants what it wants. If it wants to be born, it's gonna try its best to be born. If you want to I know for a fact, if I wanted to smoke back in the day and I ain't had no money, I'll go to Plato's Closet in the heartbeat and goddamn boom boom, let me get that 5. Let me get 6. I need a Rello. Shit. Go to the plug, get a, whoop. Y'all know how that go and shit like that. Whatever, you'll find a way. And that's the thing. Spirit's gonna always try to find a way to get born. So it's not on you. It's not to say that, you're promiscuous or you're fast and everything. It's just, granted, it happens. And that's just it. It happens. And I think that, thinking about it now, I think that's what we mess up at free will. Because we forget the fact that shit just happens. It can happen. That's the whole essence of free will, you know what I mean? We like to put a lot of reason behind free will because once we put a reason behind free will, then it makes us feel like, we didn't do it all for nothing. And another thing, I'm looking at this girl, she's on YouTube. She talks about dope conversations and everything, right? And guys, and she was saying that, and this is no shot at any females, but that she was saying that girls are intimidated by good men, or, but I'm gonna just put it in the general sense that people are intimidated by good people in a relationship. So whenever you involve yourself in a relationship, you could say, I want this, I want somebody got their stuff together. They got, ambitions, they got goals about themselves. They over here, want a family. They don't mind taking care of me and everything. I just want that. So then, boom, you finally get it. And then you finally see that, well, damn. He started over here bringing something to the table, and he like, well, baby, what you bringing to the table? And you looking like, well, I thought I was the table. Nah, this ain't that. Nah, you gotta bring something to the table. And what I'm saying is that it forces you to reconcile with your flaws and with your state of being, and you start to look at yourself, and then you'll build all these concepts like, what's wrong with him? Like, I'm that, all that, you know what I mean? And it's just a long process of going through relationships, going through hardships, going through trials and tribulations, something that you can prevent. And necessarily the way you prevent that is just to be honest with yourself and know your value. If you see the situation and how it can play out, don't put a percentage level in there to gain the chaotic energy. Because as soon as you put it in there, as soon as you over here try to acknowledge chaotic energy, you deserve everything that you're going to get back. So yeah, you got to be some type of bougie. You got to be some type of little sedity or whatever. Because you got to understand that you're protecting yourself and you trying to manifest, and as well you're trying to execute. And all the while, this is just a part of your strategy. Your intentions is that you're pure. Your intention, not necessarily pure. You can have pure intentions, you can. But your intentions is of positivity. Your intentions is of wanting the best for yourself. And that's nothing to be ashamed about, and that's nothing to be feeling lost about. But understand that you're not your body, you're not your status, you're not all these things out here. You're whatever you want to be. And if anything, your spirit is no thing. So don't get lost out here, trying to get lost in the titles. Oh, I'm a banker. Oh, I'm a teacher. Oh, I'm a student. Oh, I'm in college. That don't mean squat daily the esoteric realm. You know what I mean? And to incline spirits, it really don't mean shit to us either. You know what I mean? We just want to see the best for you. We want you to live your life with gaiety, with love and abundance. You know what I mean? We don't want you to go out here and just, start marginalizing people and putting people at a deficit to put you, make you feel even better about yourself. That's a weak spirit. That's a scared spirit. You don't want to go out here always listening to the intuition. They don't want to go out here and tote that line. You know what I mean? They always want to play it safe. And they deserve to keep looking from a distance. They deserve to keep watching the TV because they want to keep playing it safe. They don't deserve, to over here get the accolades or get the awards because they ain't want to step out on faith. And that's what, just stepping out on faith is all about. Even, right now, I'm tired, today, really ain't been one of my, my better off days, but at the same token, my angels speak through synchronity, I hope I'm saying the right numbers. And, basically I seen like 124 right when I was about to go to bed, and it was like, listen, you need to put a little bit more hard work into what you do, and right now it's the most conspicuous time. And right now I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and I said that, yesterday, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. So, with that just being said, it's just always, be consistent, value yourself, know who you are, never take no for an answer, and don't get lost out here. And always utilize your 3 tools that you're blessed with: your faith, your belief, your imagination, your creativity. Last but not least, we're going to talk about twin flames and soul ties and ratifying relationships. Your twin flame is somebody that you can relate to, somebody that soul burns at the same intensity as yours, so y'all can relate. You just feel comfortable around them. They just get you more. You know what I mean? This could be somebody in your community, in your immediate surroundings. You can know this person for a week versus a person you know for 10 years, and y'all rock even tighter than the guy you knew for 10 years because y'all flame is burning at the same intensity. Y'all rocking with each other. There's just certain things that y'all get without saying, and that's a form of mysticism. You know what I mean? Y'all ever had that time where y'all just look at your partners and everything, and y'all already knew what y'all was like thinking? That's a form of mysticism. And soul ties. Your soul ties is somebody that you made a promise before you came here on earth, and y'all promised that y'all would find each other. Y'all promised that, y'all would cherish each other and y'all would love each other, low-key for eternity. Now, granted, I think I may have met my soul tie. That's another video. Almost happy. That's another video. I ain't even better go into all that. But, yeah, man, your twin flame and your soul ties, these are 2 different things, and you need to ratify relationships. So, you ever felt that, whenever you telling somebody off, you know what I mean, and you know that, they might look up to you, or that granted, you got an influence over them, that you kind of snapped or kind of, gave it to them kind of harsh, and, kind of like, they kind of shriveled or got feeble or kind of, kind of curled up or whatever. You ever felt bad after that? Or, you ever felt like you need to ratify that? That's your spirit telling you that, granted, you got blood in your hands. that you may have just, hit them a little bit too hard with that left. You know what I mean? You feel me? You might just goddamn hit that right hook a little bit too fast on them. They ain't see that shit. So, you know what I mean? You just gotta learn your peers. And you don't want to put blood in your hands. You always want to kind of bring, not people necessarily up, but you want to make people aware. You want to broaden their horizon rather than bring them up. Because once you start to necessarily think, or you think you're bringing somebody up, self-righteousness becomes involved. And once you think, about self-righteousness, a little bit too much of self-righteousness can end or lead to self-destruction. You can start seeing people, oh, he doesn't do that how I do that, or they don't do this how I do this. So granted, hell no, they're the bad guy, and I'm the good guy. You know what I mean? And in the end, you gotta understand that, brother, it's the same energetic influences that's influencing everybody at the same time. It's just different solar plexus within them, and the way they respond is always going to be different because, aka, we're all individuals. So once you have that type of self-righteousness about you, you can lead into self-destruction for yourself. And then you got to understand, what do those two things have in common? It's self. You know what I mean? So I always do talk about putting yourself number one, but you got to protect yourself too. You know what I mean? You don't want to, in my opinion, I would suggest you don't want to tear anybody down or look down on anybody. You know what I mean? And you got to understand, whatever those people are going through, it's just a spirit that's inhabiting them. They're not aware. And I think it's our obligation for the people that know, or the people that's, kind of grooming themselves in this type of knowledge, to let our other people know. Because, I mean, really, man, it sucks to know this shit, and you see it, and personally, if you get attacked by it, you take the high road and everything. But it sucks that know that even when those people that are attacking, they're getting attacked themselves, and they're going through hardships themselves, and you might have the antidote to just, get them out that funk, because you can see the best for them. You can see the potential in them. You can see what they become, can be. And I ain't gonna be here forever. You know what I mean? My days ain't promised. Granted, this could be my last life. So whatever, what we do in our lives, man, we just gotta make it count. You know what I mean? Like what, I said before, man, your first time is not your 50th time, and your 50th time is not your 150th time. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I just wanted to come up on here, man, just do another overview. We just talked about the misconceptions of being humble and deserving. The Leo could look the Leo is humble and may look lazy. And we talked about, humble, it can seem like, oh yeah, I'll take that. I'll take what I can get, versus deserving and saying, nah, change that. I don't want that. Change that. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with being deserving. There's nothing wrong for speaking up for yourself. There's nothing wrong with having things a particular way. There's nothing wrong with speaking with authority. You don't have to boss people around, but granted, if you feel yourself, and if you feel whatever you're putting out in this world, and if you're serious, speak with conviction. Speak with conviction. Believe in it. Believe in it, and you'll see it happen right before your eyes, man. Straight up. Man, I didn't think I was gonna be back here for, another couple years. And just by, His grace, man, just by, just a shot, and just by, just some people that believed in me and some officers, shit, I'm back here in my last semester, about to finally get a degree, man. So, you feel me? It's just, anybody can do this shit, man. You gotta reflect on your studio experience. Oh, well, we talked about the reflection on the studio experience. We talked about getting out your comfort zone. Your intuition can be your downfall. Always trying to play it safe. You know what I mean? Get out your comfort zone. We talked about the Damon Adam mentality, the No Jumper podcast, the Sage energy, and the Taurus energy, and how different moralities doesn't necessarily mean good and evil. It just means different moralities. If somebody doesn't want to, if they feel that it's a hellish situation and they don't want to stick for the ride and they want to leave, then granted, they love. That doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make them good. It just means that's them, and that's how they move. Sometimes you got to learn how far you can throw people. Sometimes you got to learn when you got to feed, or, you know, what they say, what's that saying? Love people with a wooden spoon. Sometimes you know when you got that twin flame and they going to ride just the way you ride. You know what I mean? And it's just, you got to have a certain type of discerning spirit. But you can block that discerning spirit by what you put in your body and your lifestyle, and how you go about this world and the influences and things of that sort, and how you respond to people. Because as soon as you respond to people, and as soon as you know, the way you respond to people, the way you respond to life, is either you're going to plant good seeds or you're going to plant bad seeds. And the way you know if you plant a good seed or a bad seed is if you over here planting the bad seed, then you'll get a lot of frustrations. You'll get a lot of heartaches. It'll feel like a lot of resistance. If you plant good seeds, you'll be excited. You'll be ambitious. You'll be determined. You'll be ready to over here attack the next day and keep this shit going until you get to where you want to be. And then you show them how you got there. Straight up. Create boundaries for yourself and honor them. Let people know how far you, like, let people be a little bougie about yourself. Let people know, nah, I'm not willing to do that. I'm willing to do this. Be bougie with yourself. Whatever, if you see chaotic energy, if you see people on that rah-rah shit, if you see people doing all that other shit, if you put any percentage level with that, or any percentage level into that, whatever you get out of that, you deserve, because you already peaked game. You know what I mean? Peace ain't always peaceful. It ain't always peaceful, man. You feel me? So if you want peace for yourself, sometimes you gotta be willing to fight for that shit. You know what I mean? Love is for the brave. And if you love yourself, man, you gotta be brave about that shit, man. You gotta persevere and you gotta see it through. Forms of lostness, you know, the Abrahamic religions, that's talking about Judaism, Christianity, and I think it's Islam faith and everything. There were many prophets, and there's only one God, you feel me? So, what's good, Walt? So yeah, man, you don't want to get lost in these modalities and these religions and over here, because all these religions doing is just saying the same story. It's just a different rhetoric. It's just a different author, you feel me? They say Muhammad was Jesus, Jesus was Muhammad, Allah was Yahweh ben Hur, Elohim was Elohim. Point. Elohim, don't get, and this is another form of lost indoctrination. Whenever Elohim, for people that don't know, Elohim is another term used for God. Elohim was a group of angels that created the human vehicle. Whenever they say in the Bible that it said it took 7 days, that translates into 7,000 years. That's why when you see the hieroglyphs of an eagle head on a man's body, or you see a lion's body in a human face, they were over here trying to piece these humans together. They were trying to find a mix. It took them 7,000 years to get it right. And you gotta understand that you are a light body. Everybody, you know, they break down the word Elohim. They say him, him. No, him could mean beam, stream, him, light forms. You are a light form. That's why I say your spirit is nothing. Your spirit is no thing. You feel me? It's like, you always want to, like I said, it's an orb. And orb has a spectrum of 0 to 100. However far, whatever spectrum, however far you dive into, your indoctrination is on you. But you always want to put yourself in the middle at a 0 circumference, because once you do that, if you go too far left, boom, you over here may be going into hell. If you go too far right or go too far left, you may be too damn pessimistic. You go too damn far right, you be too much optimistic. Put yourself in the middle, you'll be abundant. So whatever comes your way, you already know that, boom, oh yeah, I know how to deal with that situation. It doesn't throw you off your game. You can still goddamn get your goal set, hit that gym, hit the library, still over here eat, still talk to your shorty on the phone, or if she next to you, do your thing, woo-woo, whatever you got to do at the end of the day. You can still manifest, and you can still be abundant. You can still win the day. Carpe diem. You can still seize the day. Forms of lostness, man, we talked about creating boundaries, honor them, create boundaries for yourself. Do that for real. You don't want nobody to walk over you. Stop over here putting your nigga and your girl up on a pedestal just because they got good sex about them and everything. You feel me? They could still put your life in shambles and everything like that. Honor yourself, value yourself. You feel me? You number one. Forms of lostness, Abrahamic religions, we talked about that. And realizing what's a twin flame in your soul ties. Your twin flame is just somebody that burns at the same intensity as you. They feel you. Y'all niggas will ride for each other. You feel me? Dame and Dash, Dame and Adam, and that No Jumper podcast, that's not necessarily twin flames, you know what I mean? I would say, for a good example of twin, that it's funny. I'm gonna go No Jumper, Tiana Trump and some other girl just went up on there with Lena the Plug and everything, but Tiana Trump and the other girl that was on there, you know, they're like twin flames. I think they're both Leos, matter of fact, and you know, they vibe with each other, you feel me? Like they hang with each other. They both kind of feel the same way about this certain issues and a lot of topics and everything. That's basically a twin flame. That's all that is. Your soul ties is somebody that y'all known each other for the longest, eons back, and life has brought y'all together again. And sometimes y'all made a promise to stick with each other, to find each other and stick with each other. And that's one of the most beautiful love stories there is. Now, what happens if you find this person and you messed up? What happens? You know what I mean? Granted, you dropped the ball. You might have, got in an argument. You might have kicked them out and everything. You feel me? What happens? You got blood on your hands, so you need to ratify that. Like I said, the universe ain't gonna do nothing for you, but it ain't gonna take anything from you either. So as well as you push that away, you can get it back. You got the power, you got the ambitions, you got the tools. You got to ratify that thing. You feel me? And if there's a will, God will always make a way. And always remember, God will never leave you. Even when you feel like your soul is damned, even if you think you're going to hell, who you think made that hell? Who you think made that place for your soul to go? God will never leave you. I even have a thing with Lucifer, you know what I mean? I kind of think that, when it comes to God and Lucifer and everything, Lucifer was the first angel. He was the first angel, the most beautiful angel in the land. And I think that God, we're going to put this in gang terminology. I think God was big homie. I think Lucifer was, OG or whatever. And then you had all, all your little partners, all your little G's, all your little, whatever you want to call them, footworkers. And I think, Lucifer was talking to God. He was like, hey, yo, man, God, you feel me, man? These guys down here, they don't respect you. They ain't adhering to your blessings. You wake them up every morning. They ain't feeling you, God. You feel me? Just let me get thrown one day, and I guarantee you they're going to be protecting you. I guarantee it. God, like, Lucy, calm down. Like, chill, man. Listen, I understand. You feel me? They cutting up. But listen, they don't know no better. They going to come back to me. Just calm down. Lucifer, nah, I ain't trying to hear that shit. These niggas need to know. You don't know over here, God, you do so much for them. And all they want to do is goddamn use you and abuse you. Let me get them. So, you got to understand, man, God and Lucifer, man, they ain't in cahoots with each other. Lucifer like, oh, you want to be a fucking bad boy? Oh, you want to be John Wayne? You want to be a cowboy? I got something for you. He going to tempt you. He going to be like, here you go. Just to prove to God, you a fuck nigga. Just to prove him, you a fuck nigga. He be like, he's all fuck nigga. Here you go. Watching God, I bet he take it. Lose, calm down. Nah, I'm gonna show you, God. Cause I'm your man. I'm the one. Take it. Nigga, take it. Yeah, God. Yeah. All right, Lucifer, you made a point. The guy lives the next day. He lives the next day. He lives the next day. He finally gets it together. He gives his life back to Christ. Lucifer over here hating like, yeah, you got one guy. Yeah, he ain't as bad, but they all bad. You gotta understand, man. I kind of feel that. I understand where Lucifer come from. I understand that type of passion when you got somebody you love, when you understand that they do so much for you already, and we just take it for granted. Then you got religion after that. You got condemning religion after that. You got, oh, if you don't do this, you're going to go to hell. But see, the thing is that you weren't aware of that time and that space and what was going on throughout the planets. You weren't aware of the influence that you was feeling. You feel me? You might have just spoke too soon. You might have put your hand out there in that fire thinking it was water. You know what I mean? It's a whole lot of stuff that, it could have been and you didn't know. So you feel shame and you feel guilt. And then that leads to depression. And then depression leads to anxiety. And then you can't manifest anything. You're just a crab at that moment. You're just dormant. You know what I mean? You're not even, oh, I ain't gonna never find love. I'm gonna always be alone. You gotta understand that, granted, it's a process, man. It's a process and it's a strategy. And don't feel shame, man, because everybody gonna always feel a type of way. People gonna always say some type of things that throw you off your game or throw you off your path, but I understand this is your path, and everything intended in your path is intended just for you. And that's what I think God was trying to tell Lucifer, like, what's intended for them will be for them. They not all the same. They all individuals. Yeah, they all will fuck up, but they're not all fuck ups. None of them really are fuck ups. None of them. You just want something right then and right now, Lucifer. Ain't no patience in that. Ain't no love in that. It's just proof. It's just competition out of that at that point. You know what I mean? You gotta be abundant, man. You gotta be abundant. You gotta, see the good in people, man, because everybody good, man, straight up. It's just we put these spirits in ourselves and we just over here go out in the world and they be like, oh, they fucked up, man. The world ain't nothing, man. Yeah, I get it. It's a lot of school shootings. It's a lot of drug addicts. It's a lot of this and that going on, but it's a lot of spirits out here manifesting and taking control of our vehicles and over here putting us in these states of beings and making us do that. And if nobody there to tell you different, you always do the same. So, you know what I mean? Shit, man, until otherwise. But, yeah, man, I just want to get up on this live, man, straight up, man, and just, I already went back through. I'm gonna probably get up on here a couple of days from now. I'm tired, I'm sleepy. I pray that, I got this somebody, I just reached out to somebody that was, the most, in order, whatever. But, shit, it's all love, man. Straight up. Love y'all, man. Y'all stay up. Peace.